Yeah, like you said, my name is Chase Gentry, and I am a psychedelic artist.
Existential thoughts coming through my mind. They say heaven is a state of mind.
All right, welcome everybody to Akashic Skies. This is authentic exchanges about art, spirituality, mental health, everything under the sun. And I am here with Chase Gentry. Check out all the extra stuff on www.akashicskies.com. And Chase Gentry right here also has his art on Instagram and some other platforms as well. How about you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Yeah, like you said, my name is Chase Gentry, and I am a psychedelic artist in La Crosse, Wisconsin here. And I basically just post daily artwork on Instagram and sell it online, do like local galleries and shows and stuff. And I specialize in like line art, so I do a lot of trippy stuff. It's kind of hard to explain. You'll have to pretty much show one here pretty soon.
Yeah, on the screen behind us, we're experimenting with the green screen. It's pretty exciting.
I'm excited.
We're gonna throw it up there. He also does something that I thought was cool. He will do voiceovers and time lapses.
Yeah,
I thought that was pretty cool. Mm-hmm. A lot of his art is kind of like creatures, expressionate creatures that kind of seem to express the human experience through like abstract form. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's pretty psychedelic way.
I've noticed a lot of people explain it better than I can.
Yeah.
It's pretty fascinating to me, honestly.
It's easier as a third party, I feel like, because for me to describe what I do, I kind of just list a million things, and I just say Akashic Skies. That's an easy way. It's like a blanket for a million things that I do. I do resin art, tie-dye, videography, photography. I do this podcast. I really enjoy it. So what are some fun facts you'd like to tell the fans?
Well, let's see. I was born here, I guess, born and raised. It's just spent my whole life out here. I'm living alone right now, and I'm doing this full time, which is kind of fun. It's a challenge, but it works. I went from working at a hospital and just that environment of working in like a hospital environment, really. It's just like too much energy to take in all at once, and I was surrounded by like sick people, and I want to help them. Yeah. But it's not my responsibility to, and I just kind of soak up that energy. Mm-hmm. And it kind of brought me down. So I was lucky enough to be able to be put in a position where I can do full time now and just kind of see where that goes.
Cool. So what sort of advice would you give, or how would you explain the transition? Like how did you feel confident, or what sort of step or what like platform thing did you change or start working more towards in order to make that transition?
Well, truth be told, I was lucky. I was luck. Yeah. So I got an inheritance of money, and that was the big thing, is being able to have, unfortunately in our society now, you kind of have to have like a solid foundation of like funds and money, because making artwork and selling it is not consistent. It can change. It fluctuates the whole time. Yeah. So if you're able to be consistent with your artwork and build your audience up, so people are likely going to buy it, then you can just do that. But having that, like I said, having that solid foundation of money on the side, and just so you have something to fall back on if you didn't make your quota for the month or something, and then make sure you can pay rent, get food on the table. Don't sacrifice those things. You got to have a shelter. You got to have got to have a roof over your head and food on the table. And if you can get both of those things, give it a shot. Give it a shot. You almost got to take a risk. It was a risk. Mm-hmm. But I was lucky to have that solid foundation without the artwork on top of it. So now I'm just like taking what I have and trying to run with it, really.
Yeah, I agree with that myself. I was fortunate, or however you want to call it, that I've been on. I during these times I got unemployed. And then they did the big stimulus thing, and I was getting way more than my job. And I consciously was like, oh, this is my time. Like, I gotta dedicate myself. I want to get all the equipment, and I want to start increasing my skills. And I think even before all of that, I started focusing on like my mental health and my spirituality. And once I realized that I got that in check, I was able to like actually start and finish projects. Like my biggest issue in my whole life has been like attentiveness and like start finishing stuff I started. And what I realized is, even if it's not like perfect and it's not ideal, like even shifting it to make it less perfect just so I can complete it, that's like every time you get something completed, you get better at it, and then you get better at the process of completion. And that was massive for me.
Yeah,
like,
that's a huge step, for real.
Yeah.
Like not having that expectation of creating a masterpiece every time, you know? Of like just like making art for the fun of it and just going from there, really.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah, keeping the fun aspect alive.
Yeah. Yeah, and I even just doing it for myself. I've seen a lot of artists say they just do art for themselves. That's another thing I think I got to work on, because I do it often with the expectation that it's going to get like posted pretty soon. Like especially if it's digital, I kind of oftentimes post it that same day, and people I look up to often have like a whole catalog of stuff that's unreleased, and that's my goal, is to just have a ton of stuff that's like backlogged in the servers and on different mediums that I have built up.
Yeah, just keep going crazy with it.
Yeah.
Every day, boom, 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 boom.
Yeah. And I do now. I have like a bunch of shirts, tie-dyes, a bunch of resin pieces, and a bunch of random stuff. So what inspires you to create?
Yeah, I love that question, because I feel like it changes a lot from month to month. For example, this month, I guess, mine is, right now I'm pretty nostalgic for something. Like, I'm just feeling the nostalgia lately. So I've been like pretty much like thinking about the times where I used to make forts and tree houses and blanket forts and stuff. And
That's cool.
I liked having that growing up, and like I don't know, something about the tree house, the way it looks. I just was like, yeah, it's so specific, but that's what I've been inspired about, is like my childhood, essentially. But before, when I started, it was like facial expressions. It was like emotions. But now it's just like, now it's different. It's completely different. But the artwork still flows the same, but in a different aspect, I guess. You know, it's interesting.
Awesome. My friend, do you know Dalton Breetzman?
No,
DJ DB.
Oh, yeah.
He does like house music. I was just talking to him today, because it's Alex's birthday this weekend, and I was asking him if he's going to DJ, and he was just talking about building a tree house. His neighbors just moved across the stream, and nostalgia of having a tree house, especially people of our generation or similar generations. Like when we were a kid, that was ultimate. And it was like a whole feeling.
Oh my god, yeah. Oh my god. Or you see a neighbor who had a treehouse, and you're just super jealous.
Yeah.
Like, what the heck? And like, you go to your parents, like, can you build me a treehouse? No. Or they would try, but they would put just like one plank
little
of wood.
board. Yeah. And that was the coolest thing, even just being up there.
Being up in the tree, yeah.
My neighbors as a kid had like a whole like model house out back, but their dad was a construction worker or a carpenter by trade, and he was able to build it, and we would just be in our own world back there. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. When's the last time you climbed a tree?
This summer. I actually almost dislocated my shoulder because I had a duck. I had a mom duck living in the tree out back. Wow. And she laid eggs and everything, and they never hatched. I was gonna do a little vlog about it.
Yeah.
And I still have that footage. I'm still probably
out the tree?
Well, me videotaping the duck every day to see if they're gonna hatch.
Oh, that's adorable.
I even put a little pond out there, like a baby pond.
What about you falling out of the tree though? Do you have a video?
No, I don't, because I was trying to climb up there, and then I saw there were eggs, and I tried to get down, and it was kind of difficult to get down. Yeah, I think my neighbor saw me. So we'll have to ask them about that story, because I think we're going to do a podcast with them. They just moved back. Cool. Quinn and Tyler, they're also artists.
Beautiful.
Quinn Coleman, I don't know if you know her.
Maybe.
But I'm excited to get them on.
Mm-hmm.
They're both really good artists, like drawing. She does a lot of the what do you call it when you do have a needle and thread and you put on like a little circle?
Crow.
Something like
Crochet?
that. No, it's something like that. Like you have a little circle and you have fabric that's like tightened.
Yeah.
And then she makes like really detailed, like she can do someone's dog.
Yeah, it's blanking on me.
I can't think of the name of it. People out there probably know what we're talking about.
Yeah, they're probably screaming in the mic.
Yeah, and Tyler's really good at like animations, like drawing caricatures and like cartoons and stuff. And he wants to get into like scrap metal art.
Interesting.
Yeah, so that's really cool.
Medium.
So what do you have to say to other creators getting started, maybe in drawing or what would you call your what's it called exactly? Like you always have really cool like markers and pens and stuff.
Line work.
Line
stuff.
work. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess my advice really is just to keep going, stay persistent, like don't stop, don't let anybody tell you can't do it. You know, the cliche, just really practice makes perfect.
That's true.
It's cliche for a reason. You know, people say it for a reason. It's true. And you know, if you have an interest in art, then what's stopping you? You can do it. Really, anybody can. Anybody can be an artist. And I think a lot of people think they can't, and which is confusing to me. It's so confusing, and it's like it comes down to like insecurities too, of like sharing your like what you created, you know, and it's you almost just like. What helped me when I first started posting, I like had to physically close my eyes and post it. Like, I just click it on my phone until something would work, and then it just like kind of evolved from there. You know, it was just like kept going.
Yeah.
I
would say the same thing. And on top of practice makes perfect, another thing I heard is practice makes progress. So perfection doesn't always have to be the aim. Progress can be the aim. Baby steps.
And I like that.
Yeah,
that's better.
Another thing I heard is that you can do micro tasks. So start with having like one drawing utensil and one piece of paper and draw one part of one thing one day instead of thinking you're going to do a whole masterpiece. Like learn how to do some sort of shading of a cube or something. You know, like something simple. That's what I started doing with drawing. Or get some watercolors or do a YouTube video of a how-to. And start looking at how-tos instead of looking at endless scrolling of cat videos. Substitute, your consumption for learning.
Anything on YouTube.
Yep.
You can get all those tutorials and stuff.
I know it's algorithm is there to distract a person. Same with the Instagrams and the Facebook. What I had to do is also make just start. You can make a new profile on any of the apps like really easily, and just don't follow anyone. Only, and then you could hide there and post stuff, and you could practice the process of posting things on an empty profile with strangers.
That's perfect.
That's
great.
Yeah, I used to be on Vine back in the day, like a few years ago. Back when I was in a different phase, I was like deathly afraid of sharing anything that I made. And Vine let me hid and post things to complete strangers, and you find your niche, like kind of. I would call it weird people and like younger people because I don't know, I have an inner child and I'm goofy, so like you appeal to certain people for certain reasons, and I was afraid of my peers at the time, so that really worked out. So that's what I would say. And for tie-dyes, when I started doing that, my last job I worked with kids, and my coworker just bought a kit from Walmart and we did one tie-dye, and I was like, well, this is dope. And I just
your eyes
you're
ready to go now.
And then you start doing the research, like what is the best dye, what is the best material to buy, and you start like just Googling, going on forums, and you find out where to actually get professional dyes, which isn't necessary, but the best way to make the dye vibrant. And this can go for any medium. Just start with the basics, something cheap, and then do your research and get better.
And you also don't need to have, what you were saying, you don't necessarily need to have the best of the best equipment to make art. You know, you can, a lot of my work I use Sharpies, you know, just like random Sharpies I just find under, like in my couch cushion or something, and then like I'll use that, or like a ballpoint pen, something like that, like big pen.
Yep.
And it's like there's no need to get those expensive things. I do go out of my way to get them sometimes because like I'm like, ooh,
Yeah.
I want a new toy or whatever. I want a new like pen.
Yeah.
But truth be told, you don't need it really. But,
so true. And I often, I call it like hype. I often get lost in the equipment. You know, you can get lost in being like, I can't do this because I need a better camera.
Yeah.
I need better program. I need better software. It's better to use what you have and get proficient on it, or just make a quick switch to the industry standard if you can afford it. Like I was on Logic Pro X, and I just switched to Ableton because my MacBook died, and I had a huge hang up. And when I took the leap, it wasn't as hard as I thought it would be. It was just like a quick change up, and you just get proficient on another program. Just accessibility is a huge thing. So like you have accessibility to Sharpies and pens all the time.
Yep.
So like if you have your favorite pen and you can't do art without it, that's another condition you created that's not going to let you do the thing. Something that also helped me is doing meditation every morning. It helps with my inattentiveness. So learning how to focus on like nothing or one thing has helped me over time learn how to focus on art or projects, media projects and stuff.
Yeah. That's how I started too, is I would meditate in the morning, and eventually it turned into me when I would draw, that turned into my meditation. And it was like I draw, and that is like I don't think about anything. It's just everything's just flowing in and out of my brain when I'm drawing. I'm not even thinking about the drawing itself.
Yeah.
And that's one thing you'll notice when you look at my artwork. It's very like random. Like there's a lot of intricate little lines and stuff. It's because there's no plan. I don't have a single like idea of what I'm gonna do or what I'm gonna like paint or whatever, and it just comes out the way. And I just decided it's done one day. Yeah, it's done.
That's awesome. Yeah. In yoga, they would call that samadhi, or no, they would call that samadhi. I think that's a flow state where you are actively kind of in a meditation, doing something you love and that you've kind of gained mastery in, to the point where you can go straight from like nothing, like source from the air, energy, and then transfer it into physical form onto the paper. I was talking about that earlier today because it is also a full moon tonight. Yeah, full moon in Cancer. So there's going to be a lot of intense energy. If you're feeling creative, it's going to amplify that. If you're feeling sad, it's going to amplify that. If you're happy, it's going to amplify that. And it's paired up with a new year coming in too. So there's a lot going on.
Oh, there is a lot going on.
Yeah. 2021 is coming through. And I think I was talking about samadhi flow.
Yes.
The flow state. That's my goal. I don't know. I'm more of a person of, what is it? There's mastery and then there's competence. I'm more of a competent person. I like to be competent in a lot of stuff. I'll do a lot of stuff, but I would like to I'm eventually getting master at least a couple of them. So I've been consistently trying to do like a lot, like 30 minutes a day on a couple things. So 30 minutes of doing recording in Ableton, 30 minutes of resin, 30 minutes of some other form of like art. Yeah. And then,
it's always good to keep yourself versatile too.
Yeah.
Not just, once you get down to, in my eyes, like I've been drawing using ink for so long, I think it's also, once you get to that point, I think it's important to branch out and not limit yourself to that one specific medium. You totally can if you want to.
Yeah. Nobody's
stopping you. But in my eyes, I'm like, man, might as well try out watercolor or like breakdancing or something. Anything. Just go for it.
I used to be really into breakdancing.
Really?
Like dancing, shuffling.
Like B-boy?
Yeah. Pop locking stuff.
Nice.
Like that dude Nonstop. I don't know if Pumped Up Kicks remix.
Oh, yeah.
That guy that could like look, I don't know, the way he could move his body was insane. I used to be into that sort of stuff.
Yeah, man.
And I used to do videos like that on Vine, but I've gotten away from it.
Are they still on the internet?
Possibly.
Can people look it up if they want to?
Yeah, I can't remember the name of my Vine anymore. But I definitely have some dance videos out there of me and my old friend Wazzy. He was also.
I remember Wazzy.
Yeah, he's a really good sketcher.
Is he a DJ?
Drawer too. DJ, drawer.
I remember him as he draws.
Yeah, he's a really good drawer.
Wow.
Yeah, awesome guy. He taught me how to DJ. He also inspired me to get into drawing a little bit.
Perfect.
Yeah, so now he's out in Vegas right now.
That's where he is. Okay.
Yeah, I think he still does a lot of anime, and I think he's DJing out there a bit.
Yeah, that's what I like to see.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
And he's doing photography.
Wow.
Because he's done some shoots with Ashley, and some pretty dope shoots that she did some graphic art with. I think if you saw the Rose one with her profile of her face,
did. Yeah.
That was a Wazzy photo, and then
man.
she remixed it, and I'm like, that's dope. She's inspired me to do that.
Yeah.
I've started to take some of my photos and do some graphic art in Photoshop.
Wow.
And
there's so many talented people on this planet.
Yeah, and even in your area.
Yeah, we have 9. Is it 9 now?
Yeah.
We have 9 going into this collective art gallery studio space thing in La Crosse, and it's going to be fantastic.
It's going to be awesome.
I'm so excited.
The spot, it's industrial, and it's getting done soon. And it's people that do all types of stuff: screen printing, music, rap, emceeing, videography, photography, fine art, acrylic, yoga, meditation. It's going to be everything. Yeah, I'm super pumped. Yeah. And I think that's where we're going to have some community based around this, because I think artists, it's easy to get isolated. Artists have a lot of their own things going on.
Oh yeah,
I think a lot of us,
especially in 2020, we all know that.
Yeah. So, it's going to be awesome to have community. It's going to be a big change. And in the winter, it'll be a nice place to go and not be in the house. I created my house to be the space where it's like self-sustaining by Airbnb, by the stuff I create and sell. It's a way to make my lifestyle freed up to do a lot of the things I want to do.
That's
and
awesome.
Make my house work as an organism versus just living outside of a person's means and having all this stuff, getting stuff paid off and being cool with taking care of your stuff. That frees up a lot of space to
feels so nice.
Yeah, do art and do all types of stuff. So yeah. Is there anything you'd like to close with or?
Just check out some of my artwork, both of our artworks. My Instagram is ChaseGentry54. Just look it up there. And I have a Threadless account right now, and then I'll be upgrading pretty soon to an actual website. I have a coloring book coming out.
Sick. Yeah.
Coloring book is being published by Ope Publishing, I believe. And then no release date yet, but it's on the way.
Cool.
I'm excited about that.
They'll probably find more of that on Instagram.
Yep, I'll be able to. Yep. You'll see updates on Instagram stuff, and it's all I'll explain briefly. The coloring book is a narrative-driven coloring book, and it is going to be about this character I created who is a naturalist and biographer, and he goes to an alien planet to explore this planet or whatever, and the coloring book you have is his journal. So it's his personal journal that he carries around him. It's all of his notes and all of his drawings and stuff of creatures that he's found. So yeah, I'm excited.
That's sick. That is one of the sickest things I ever heard. I've never seen a coloring book like that, and I do enjoy coloring books. I did it in therapy sessions and stuff.
It's
colored pencils.
It's gonna be a hard one too.
Yeah,
I made it challenging.
Yeah, that's sick. So be on the lookout for that. I'll put links in the description of the show notes underneath, and I'll be posting it on. I'll be kind of referencing things on my website at akashicskies.com. My Instagram is akashic_sky on Instagram. That's my main one. I do Akashic Skydives as well, but on Akashic Sky, I'll be kind of posting stuff about the podcast and other artists in the area. So stay tuned for other episodes. I will be posting episodes of the podcast every Tuesday morning because I found out that's the best time to do it, 4 a.m. And so be on the lookout for different podcasts every Tuesday. I interviewed someone that is in a anarchist group, activist group.
Oh.
I have that one I've been sitting on. I have some people that delivered a baby while they were staying at my Airbnb here. almost at this place, but they went to the friend's house to deliver it.
Oh,
like
okay.
cost free. They call it unassisted birth.
Okay. I was gonna say, did you have to?
Which is ironic.
Clean up that?
No,
Okay.
no, they did.
Okay.
It was they just moved in, and they experienced that, and that was wild to think that you can do that, because as humans we have the capacity to, and so stay tuned for all that. So thank you, Chase.
Yeah.
This
Thank
was
you.
awesome.
Yeah.
And this is Health, Happiness, and Abundance. Peace
Thanks for
and
having
love.
me. I love that. I almost want to keep the headset on.
Right?
It sounds so cool.
so warm.
That's so fun.
Yeah, I love it.